All right, it's the match that we've all been building for the past couple of days. India versus England. Two teams that have had very similar campaigns, two teams with similar templates of cricket, and two teams that believe that they don't need a perfect game to win this tournament. India versus England. Debashish has also joined us now. Shomik Chakrabarti, how are you feeling about this? What is your gut saying? Is it going to be a close contest?
Absolutely. This is, uh, um,
पीछे करके? Yeah, no, go ahead, continue.
yeah, as Morning Morgul said yesterday at the pre-match press conference, it's going to be a shootout.
Yeah.
And as far as I'm concerned, this game is absolute 50-50. See, if it were against South Africa or New Zealand, India would have been much better placed in the sense in terms of terming India as favorites. Because South Africa will not click in big games. They don't have the steel to win big games and big tournaments, and that is why they will never win any World Cups. Not in their life. They will never win any World Cups. New Zealand are a brilliant team, absolutely brilliant team. But the weight that India carries, they could have been down by that weight. England are not that. England are a different kettle of fish, and England can match India bit by bit. Although their India's bowling is a bit better, but once again, if you compare the heavy artillery batting wise between the two sides, maybe England are just a bit ahead.
England are ahead is what Shomik
No,
is
I'm
saying.
not saying England are ahead. I'm saying in terms of batting heavy artillery,
Okay,
England are a bit
yeah,
ahead.
that's what I mean.
Bowling, India are a bit ahead.
Okay, so he said all of that and said nothing at all. That's what you did, Shomik. This is a Morning Morgul press conference.
He's more a England supporter than an Indian fan.
He's been very diplomatic, see.
But I would say India have an edge. Clearly, India have an edge playing at home in front of a packed house, and the big update is that all the grass is gone.
What is gone?
All the grass is gone on the
Gone,
wicket.
yeah,
So yes,
yeah.
yes. So it's a brownish wicket. So hopefully the ball will come nicely onto the bat, and stroke making will be easy. It will depend how both the teams play in the power play, because this is a 200 run wicket. This is a
Very important thing you are saying, Devashish. If the grass is gone, completely gone, I haven't. We are not. No, you are into the stadium. I am yet to reach the stadium. After this live, we all will go to the stadium. But I am yet to see the wicket on the day. If the grass is gone, if they have used only the mower, that is good. If they have used the brush, like the Calcutta Test, then that could be counterproductive.
what it was yesterday, and this is what.
No, that is fine.
Send it to the group.
Just brilliant. This is brilliant observation, Devashish, and it's a brilliant picture as always. But if
Yeah.
if it is just the mower, it is a little different. Spin might come into play towards the later half of the game.
Yeah.
But if they have used the brush, then that could be counterproductive. You remember the Calcutta Test? They used the brush, and what happened?
But also that's inherently different, Shomik, because that pitch hadn't been watered for 2 days.
Yeah.
They've been watering this wicket very well. Yesterday as well, they watered for quite some time and then rolled it for quite some time as well. And not with the hand roller, with the machine. So that's going to be pretty heavy. So heavy rolling for close to an hour.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
But given the Bombay heat now,
Yes,
48,
yes.
38 degrees, 40, it feels like 40 degrees.
Even with the cover, it's not going to go. Yeah.
So there is an outside chance that the pitch might be a little dry.
It might be, and that's what I was thinking about it. Yesterday as well, I immediately, when I came to the stadium and saw the wicket and it was still very green, I immediately knew that it's too hot to take the grass off at the moment, or it will start getting those cracks.
Disintegrate.
Yeah, exactly. And plus it's red soil, so you know the tendencies of red soil, that if it's under too much sun, it will start cracking. So in terms of that, and with the amount of rolling that I've seen, you expect there to be a lot of pace and bounce as well. But your thoughts? I think the second innings will be very interesting if anything happens.
But then again, around 9:30 p.m. dew sets in.
Yeah.
Dew sets in, so that will be another concern for the
It's not
team
going to
bowling
be
second.
easy.
I won't
Yeah.
say it will be much like Eden Gardens or Chennai what it was. Chennai was the maximum due, but I still feel due will play a part. Means
Yeah.
obviously
Yeah.
spinners will struggle to grip the ball, but that won't be too much of a problem for both the teams. But as I say, as I still maintain that it's going to be a high scoring game. Don't go by the wicket. I still feel it's going to be a high scoring game. And obviously, the key for both the teams will how the openers set the platform in the power play. Means with England struggling, especially with Butler and Salt yet to fire. So I think they will release the conditions here than what it was in Sri Lanka. So I think
Tell our viewers what the brush does, the difference between mowing and brushing.
No, mowing is just you are shaving off the
Yeah.
grass, and when you are using the brush, you're scrubbing off the surface.
Yes.
So
A dust bowl.
it becomes a dust bowl.
Yeah.
But I don't think in a T20 game. See, at the end of the day, this interesting that and also very very relevant that Devashish brought on this due factor. Yesterday and the day before India trained in the evening. Yesterday England trained in the evening,
Yeah.
and there was no. I mean, there was virtually very little dew. There was
Yeah.
absolutely, and the ball when the ball was they were hitting the stands. The ball was coming. The ball was pretty dry. So I don't know because dew is very unpredictable.
Yes.
Yeah, very unpredictable. It might set in today, but see, my personal feeling is in a T20 game pitch is a very very overrated factor because the nature doesn't change over 3 hours.
Yeah.
The thing is that the conditions remains the same for both sides. Once you are batting first, if you are setting up a big total, then the side that is chasing, they will be under scoreboard pressure, and that is more important than the dew factor.
Absolutely.
Sorry, pitch factor.
Pitch factor,
Dew
yeah.
is a relevant factor, but in a T20 game, I don't. If pitch is pretty overrated, I guess.
Exactly. And as Harry Brooks said, they don't really care about the pitch. All they care about
and
is
moments later, what he did, he went to the wicket and had a thorough look at the wicket. Harry
Harry
Brooks.
Brooks.
In the press conference, when he was asked about the wicket, he said, "I haven't looked. I don't know much about the wicket." And then moments later, when the press conference ends, he walks up straight into the middle, inspects the wicket. But I think England will also release the conditions here.
Both Gargi, you and Devashish, the contrast. Winning the toss, batting first or second, it is the two different approaches from the two teams. India will go by the gut. India will go by the gut whether to bat first if they win the toss, whether to bat first or chase. And England are very, very data driven.
Yeah.
England, like Harry Brooks said yesterday at the press conference, that will look at the data about the number, about the results, how it panned out over different games in the past, in the recent past, and will then take a call. So they are very data driven. India, by and large, rely on gut. So these are the two contrasting factors. So a bit from Gargi and Debashish, both of you on this.
You know what? I think this Indian team contrasts to what we have seen in the Ravi Shastri and Virat Kohli era. Does seem to care about the pitch very, very much.
Yes.
It is something that factors into their plans heavily. It is something that decides their playing 11 as well, which is why I think they will go out there. They will assess the wicket. They will be out there for quite some time and then come to a conclusion on what kind of 11 they want. We all know that it's going to be an unchanged 11, but if they see something, I don't rule out them.
Don't rule out yet.
Yeah,
Don't rule out
that's
yet.
what I'm
You
saying.
never know with this team management.
Exactly,
Means
that's what I'm
yes,
saying.
we all know. We all agree that it is very likely that the team it will be
not
the
change,
same team.
yeah.
But don't rule
Fitness
out.
permitting.
Yes, absolutely.
Fitness permitting.
Exactly. So last moment, if there is any change, means
Exactly.
don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. But yes, I think Shomita, I have a feeling that means you win toss, you bat first, you post a big total in a high pressure.
Yes, yes, yes,
And
yes.
it's a knockout game. It's a semi-final. Means we witnessed yesterday at Eden Gardens, 170 South Africa were 20-25 runs short. It was a 200-run wicket, and then obviously. And automatically, if you get a good power play, means then half of the job is done when you are chasing 170. If you are 80 for no
That's-
loss in power play and chasing 170, you are almost half done.
Absolutely.
And that is what happened yesterday.
And why are you giving me two? No, but no, this is precisely what I was alluding to in the 5 at 5 live as well. That it's going to be a game of who bats out who. I think it's going to be very important for both teams to bat out each other. And if that power play, if you get a 80-run power play, I think you have the foundation set. Then India can sort of go in and slow down the tempo slightly in the middle overs to make sure that not many wickets have fallen, and
Yes.
then leave it for the finishers in the last 5 overs to come out there and absolutely hammer and donk and get those extra 70 runs once again.
That is the perfect game plan. Both India and England have been searching for a perfect game,
Not
but
a-
that is the perfect game plan. But coming back to what Devashish was saying about batting first,
Yeah.
to cut a long story short, he is absolutely right, and I totally agree with him. Because in a semi-final or final and knockout game,
Yeah.
win the toss, bat first. Golden rule: win the toss, bat first. If you are in doubt, think and then bat first. If you are in serious doubt, think hard and then bat first. So that is the thing.
Exactly.
This is what the pitch is looking like.
Yeah, see, there is,
Green.
there will be a bit of movement
Yeah.
upfront. There will be a bit of movement upfront.
What it was
No, no,
yesterday-
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, compared to that, it's
That
different,
much
yeah.
of grass is never going to stay on the pitch. That much of grass would have meant Jofra Archer. I mean,
That is why all the discussion was all about with Gautam Gambhir and the BCCI curators.
Yeah.
Ashish Bhumik and Tapas Chatterjee. Because he was obviously as a coach. I don't see any wrong with Gautam Gambhir when you see the match day -1 to see go out there in the middle at 1 p.m. and see so much of grass. So obviously and then you immediately instruct-
he is very obsessed with the pitch.
Very much, and also his predecessor was also obsessed.
Yes.
Rahul Dravid.
Yes.
2023 World Cup. I was there, and I
And the
along with
final.
Subain was covering all the matches. It was a routine of Rahul Dravid to be at the next venue where India is
Yeah, he
playing,
would go
and he used to
early.
literally go the day he arrives in the new city. He used to go that day itself.
Yeah.
It happened in Wankhede, it happened in everywhere.
Everywhere he
So
did that.
he is even more obsessed than Gautam Gambhir, I would say, when it comes to wicket.
I think this is a very philosophical take. And I think it has a lot to do with mindset. I believe there are just some sort of players, some sort of coaches or athletes who believe that, who feel better when they know what they're doing or what they're up against. If they've done their homework according to the pitch, there are obviously someone like in England who will look at it and won't pay much attention to it. But an Indian team wants to know exactly, or tries to assess the wicket and try to understand exactly what is going to happen and play according to it. So it's also a sort of a mindset thing.
Yeah,
here.
it's like a journalist, Gargi. I mean, some journalists like me needs a proper workstation to work.
Yeah.
And then again, there are certain journalists, brilliant journalists. They don't need a workstation. They can file copies from anywhere. So these are, once again, it's a case of mindset.
Yes.
Maybe you would be able to sit in the stands and file your match report in half an hour over the phone. I will not be able to do that. I need a proper workstation, a laptop, everything, the scorer, I need to know from. I'm just giving you an example.
Yeah.
Not that. I mean, I need a scorer, I need to know the spells, everything to file the match report. But there are some brilliant journalists who can file match reports from the stands. So it is just a case of mindset.
It absolutely is. Now let's talk about a few matchups. No, let's talk about a very interesting point here. Gautam Gambhir, in that press conference that he did when India qualified for the semi-finals, said that we don't care about data. Your
Is
take?
it? What he was doing when he was a coach of KKR? Let me ask you. Let me ask you what he was
that's
doing
the
when he was a coach of.
contradiction. That's exactly the contradiction.
Very much a coach who is data oriented.
Yes.
Every
And-
coach in modern day cricket is always going to be data oriented.
Yeah.
And what is the point of having a video analyst?
Why do you have
He
a data
provides the
analyst?
data.
Why
do you have a data analyst?
Why
Come
is
on,
there a
don't
camera
feel
set
rubbish.
up in every next
Every
session?
coach in modern day cricket, you need data.
play the gallery.
Don't play it to the gallery. You have to watch.
Don't play to the
data,
gallery
You have to get
and
the information.
don't show us the bravado.
Yes, exactly,
Don't show us the
exactly.
bravado.
Don't show
you
us
are
the
dependent on data.
Yes,
Whatever you say at the press conference.
Absolutely.
Gut feeling is different.
Yes.
Gut is different. Gut is completely different. Gut is Mahendra Singh Dhoni giving Joginder Sharma the final over.
Exactly.
That is called gut.
Gut.
God is Mahendra Singh Dhoni promoting himself up the order ahead of Yuvraj Singh in the
That is
2020.
God.
That is
That
God.
is God.
But overall, it is data. So Gautam Gambhir, please don't show your bravado. Don't try to play to the gallery.
No, that's what I'm saying, and it has been publicly recorded where so many KKR players have come out and spoken about the fact that this management loves to focus on data, uses data to win these matches. There have been multiple articles, there have been multiple interviews. So for Gautam Gambhir to come out and say that, it was baffling to hear, because data is such a huge part of the modern game. It's what makes cricket what it is today. So that's the point.
Not only cricket.
Yeah, no, I understand. But even in the context of cricket, it's still just as relevant, if not heavily dependent on it.
And
So I,
one thing you need to understand that modern day cricket no longer boasts sharp tactical minds like Imran Khan or a Shane Warne,
Yeah.
super captains.
Yeah.
Shane Warne was the best captain Australia never had. And that is not my version, that is Ian Chappell's version. Ian Chappell wrote a column saying Shane Warne was the best captain Australia never had. Imran Khan. The MS Dhoni in white ball cricket, not in
Yeah.
red ball
Yeah.
cricket. So these are special captains. Saurabh Ganguly on the field, he changed the team. On the field, he dropped Anil Kumble and brought in Harbhajan Singh into the playing 11. So that kind of captains are few and far between in modern day cricket. So you have to rely on data. And even if, say, we are talking about the 1990s or the turn of the century, if Saurabh Ganguly or Mahendra Singh Dhoni or Imran Khan were captains during the modern era, they will also have to rely on data for a fair bit.
yes. And I'm just looking at the comments. I'm not,
already happened.
Oh, of course, it's 6:32. We did not have. Oh no, I completely forgot the time.
Right?
Toss. Yeah, I know. 1 second, I am doing everything possible to get to the toss result. We've not received anything. Oh, it's just right now Ravi Shastri is giving his opening monologue to the toss segment
The toss will happen soon.
very soon. These days, Shamik, it used to happen that exactly at 6:30 you'd see the toss up in the air. It doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah, even in Sri Lanka also,
Yeah.
it used to get delayed for a minute or two.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe
It's 6:32
maybe
right
from
now.
the broadcasters making arrangements, stuff like that could be
Yeah,
the case.
who knows? Who knows?
Who knows?
But I remember there used to be a time where 6:30
Yeah,
meant you
yeah.
had the toss
True,
result
true.
at 6:30. All right, or maybe they've just delayed the broadcast by that much, by 2-3 minutes from the ground. Not 2-3 minutes. No, it's
No,
not
no,
that
even
much
at
of
the
a delay.
ground also, when you
When
are at
you're
the press
inside,
box,
yeah.
you are saying it is that even in Sri Lanka also things that also are delayed, were getting delayed for a minute or two.
Yeah.
So we can find out.
The toss is now up in the air. Let's see what happens. It's Surya Kumar Yadav. I think
England won the
it
toss.
has
England won.
England.
Goal first.
England won the
Goal
toss.
first. So they
Yeah,
are
yeah.
chasing.
They are chasing.
They are banking, as Shomika rightly said, that they have the firepower in their batting. So you are banking on their batters to
This,
chase the
this
total,
tells me
whatever.
one more thing before you answer, Shomik. They are thinking about you.
They are
Thinking about you.
could be they are thinking about the absolutely very very valid point, Gargi.
Lot of due days is what the captain says. Lot
See?
of due.
Lot of due.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are absolutely spot on, Gargi.
Yeah.
If there is a lot of dew, that is a big advantage. And with the help of the sea breeze, if Jofra Archer can make early inroads, that is cherry on the top.
Do you also see Debashish a possibility? We've been talking about Jofra Archer as being the aggressor. Do you also see Abhishek Sharma possibly taking on Jofra Archer from the very get-go and neutralizing the effect?
Means obviously you are left with no other option now. Now that you are putting to bat, you have
Yeah.
to post a big total. Means otherwise, if you are scoring 160, 170, that gives England more opportunity to chase the total. Then means obviously, and that will give them a slight edge chasing.
If India posts 160 or 170, they can wave the long kiss goodnight to the World Cup and return home.
Exactly. So anything above 200.
No, continue. I will just listen to what Surya Kumar Yadav is saying.
Oh, okay.
So anything above 200, per score at Wankhede is 220.
Yes.
220 is
Yes,
the
yes,
pass score.
yes.
On a traditional Wankhede pitch,
I, I'm,
pass.
I'm just finding out what's the playing 11. I'm more interested in finding the playing 11.
I think
Okay, so
India will go unchanged.
there's the update. India is going in unchanged, and the other thing is Surya Kumar Yadav has just said that this is the best surface that we will play on in this entire World Cup.
But tell me one thing
Yeah.
that has, I mean, as far as England are concerned, they have brought back that fast bowler I wrote.
Overton?
Sometimes Rehan Ahmed has been brought,
Rehan,
and
Jamie Overton.
Jamie
Jamie Overton
Overton.
has
Yeah,
been
yeah,
brought in. That I wrote
yeah.
also.
We all, I think, were
Yeah,
expecting that to happen.
yeah, yeah.
Because on this wicket, why would you play a Rehan Ahmed?
Rehan Ahmed,
It
yeah.
doesn't make
And
sense.
also
So
small ground.
yes,
That is why Kuldeep
Kuldeep
is
is
out.
not making
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Exactly. Maybe in Ahmedabad you can see a Kuldeep Yadav coming in if India makes it to the finals.
No,
That's the
let's
caveat.
see. I mean, if
No, no, I'm
India
just
made it,
saying if there
if
is a
India make it to the
chance.
final, I don't think they will tinker with
Change
the
the 11.
winning combination.
Would very well be. Okay, so we'll continue for the next 5 to 7 minutes. There you go. These are the visuals of the Marine Drive. People already waiting outside. And at this point, this was a bit earlier when these visuals were shot. Right now, where we are, like a 2 minute walk away from the one kede. And it's completely jammed outside, first of all. And the other
Someone
thing
text
is,
me. Someone text me, Gargi, that she needed 45 minutes to get in.
wow. That's because I'll tell you what happens, Shomik. Because for this particular World Cup, they are only opening the gates 2 hours earlier.
Yeah.
What people have assumed is usually what happens that it opens at 4:30. So people show up very early and then the crowd keeps on forming and forming and
Exactly,
forming.
yes.
That's what
Exactly.
happens.
And what happens in Bombay, that to avoid the mad rush as far as the local train is concerned,
Yeah.
some people are smart, they will start early. And then in Sri Lanka, brilliant. Praise box were opening for a 7
Yes.
p.m. game. They are opening the praise box at 2 p.m.
That should be the practice. I think
Brilliant
that
they
should
were
be
at
common
Sri Lanka.
practice because
And I heard that I was mid-air, and I heard that the semi-final at Eden Gardens, India
Oh, yeah,
versus
yeah,
West
yeah.
Indies game at Eden
Everyone
Gardens.
had a lot of problems.
I mean, the press box the gate was opened only at 5.
Yes.
For a 7 p.m. game.
and everyone had their equipments and
Exactly.
huge
So you
media
need to
crowd.
show some flexibility. You are doing that for an IPL game, that is fine. For an IPL game, you are opening the praise box 2 hours prior to the game.
Yeah.
That is fine. But for a World Cup, especially for India matches, you have to be a bit flexible.
I'm just waiting to get some final comments and then we can obviously close the show, but we'll have to wait for Boria, who's doing his show on NDTV at the moment. Debashish, should we take predictions? Are we ready for predictions? Can you give a percentage, please? Don't ask me.
I am, I for one is not very interested or not very inclined to give predictions because Debashish know why. He knows why.
Often gets wrong.
No, it's not about getting wrong because
I
what my
can-
heart says, if I say that, I might be battered.
But I would still bank India to win this match. Yes, India to win this match.
I still think it's a very equal contest. 50.5 India, 49.5. Like you said.
Now I am
England.
just reducing that a bit.
Okay.
50, as because England are chasing, and Josh Butler has spoken about the due. 50, Harry Brook, sorry.
Yeah.
50.25 India, 49.75 England.
Okay, so you've given England a better chance than before.
0.25.
Yeah, 0.25. But 0.25 nonetheless.
0.25 nonetheless.
But if the due factor is there, Shomik, it makes things more difficult for India. Because it's a small ground. Even
Yes.
if you have a Varun Chakravarti and an Aksar Patel, they will neutralize it with the sweeps. And sweeps, if they have a good connection, it's going to go in the stands.
Yeah, absolutely. And these are small grounds. Wankhede is a small ground, and the match has been played on pitch number 7, and entire if you see the radius everywhere, it's just even. how to describe the length of the boundary everywhere, diameter. So I think in that case, key for India. Yes, I know Abhishek Sharma will be under a lot of pressure, but obviously. The moment he strikes the ball, if he hits the first boundary, obviously he will feel a
Exactly.
lot more confident. Means
Yes.
any batter, if you ask Mr. Sunil Gavaskar, Homikda is better, is more experienced than me. Means what any batter always says that you just scored the first boundary or the
Yes, the
first run,
first run.
first run,
The first run and the
and
feel
and the
that you are
feel
middling the ball.
exactly, and
That the
then you
feel is very,
automatically
very
get that
important.
confidence behind.
See, you talk to any you talk to any batsman, you talk to any batsman and you you talk
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, you talk to any batsman and even the greats of the game. There are phases as far as batting is concerned. I'm talking about the longer format, but it is applicable to the shorter formats as well. For a batsman, the most important thing to get off the mark, the first run. Then to score seven. Once you are seven,
One comment and then.
once you have scored seven, you have a bit of a confidence. After seven, it is 27. Once you are 27, you feel you don't get out.
Okay, we've taken predictions. Shomik has given England an extra 0.25%. What are your thoughts? They are one of
Because of the toss.
Yeah.
So what is Devashish saying?
I reckon for India to
We are hearing his
I reckon for India to pose a serious challenge to England batters, they need to score anything around 200 to 220.
I think he's right. He's talking 200 to 220. See, the point is when you try to score 220 or 230, you can implode and you can end up with 160. So this has to be smart.
Yeah.
India will have to be very smart. My point is at the Wankhede, the last 7-8 overs can give you 100 runs. So if you go a tad slow in the power play, when I say slow, what do I mean? I mean, don't give 3 wickets because you can lose that game in the power play.
Exactly.
You can be 35 for 3 and game done. Or you can be 45 for 1 and you have taken out Archer's 2 overs. If that is the case at the Wankhede, the new ball is gone, you can easily score 1-6, 1-4 every over in a short ground. So India needs to bat smart. If India's best batters are there in the last 5 overs, 15 onwards, India will get 75 to 80 runs. England doesn't have the bowling attack to stop India. So this will be a calculated, strategic, well-controlled batting effort, smart batting effort from India if they have to win. I agree with Debashish, it has to be that. But that doesn't mean that you attack every ball from ball go.
All right, then. That brings us to the end of the show. We'll be back very soon at the end of the game. We will find out tonight who makes it to the final and who battles it out with New Zealand in Ahmedabad. Stay tuned to Ref Sports. Don't go anywhere. We'll be giving you all the updates from the Wankhede as the match is on. So stay tuned to Ref Sports and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to all the channels.